Hi everybody, welcome back to Sew Like Dotty. I'm Alison and just a little catch up today. Couple of things I wanted to share with you. My patterns, well my storage of patterns have been doing my head in. I'll show you a picture of where they were. It's at the end of my long cutting table and they were getting really heavy to sort of bend and slide in and out of there, and I felt like, yeah, I wasn't kind of really using the space very effectively, and as you know I keep losing pattern pieces. I'll update you on that shortly, and yeah, I just needed to do something with it. And the beauty of Sew Virtual is I get to look in everybody's sewing room because people are generally in there. So since January I've seen a lot of different ways of storing patterns. We've had a little thread on the Facebook group about it and I kind of reached the point of no return. So I was storing them in the A4 gatefold envelopes, brown envelopes, and I wanted to do something. Now I've tried something in the past, you might remember me doing this. I printed off labels, so I can't remember the colours, but I printed them out with the brand. So say Friday Pattern Company was printed in purple, so over it in red, and that worked for a little while and then it just didn't. I went back to just writing on the envelopes again. The other thing with that is sometimes when you pull a pattern out of the paper envelopes, I can't see that I've got all of the pattern pieces out there, different things. So are you getting the gist? You know, when you're just like, I need to do something with this, and I wanted to store them differently as well. So thank you for those of you who've sent me a little bit of hope your back gets better soon love. On my community tab I put out a message yesterday, hence I've not been doing any sewing. My back went off on Friday. All I did was stand up, yeah, and I couldn't move. So I was like, I use humour when I'm in pain. Like I laugh at myself, but I was in a lot of pain. Thankfully it's an awful lot better. I have pretty much been in bed for about 3 or 4 days, but I've tried to get up and do something because you still need to be active. I've had back problems in the past. It's not sciatica, I think it's muscular. It just went into this massive spasm that was just beyond painful. I was actually in an hour at my daughter's room and she just didn't know what to do. Anyway, the good news is I can move generally fairly well, but certain angles I am getting some pain, but it's a lot better than it was. So my cutting table is, I think, at 90 centimetres high, which is the perfect height for me to cut out. So to do things standing and straight on was something I've been able to do. So sorting the patterns out seemed like a really good idea, but I did it in stages over a few days. So I basically ordered from an online supplier, so I know that I can get more, some multicoloured packs of these sort of A4 storage envelopes, the ones that you can put into a folder. I won't ever put them into a folder obviously. And then I've just got, this one's just got the instructions on because the pattern pieces are out, but the patterns are in them. And generally the ones that are uncut but on tissue paper will fold and go in. And I've made a decision, I'm not buying any more patterns on thicker paper unless I'm absolutely desperate and I need them in a rush from First for Fabrics. Nothing wrong with the printing service from First for Fabrics or the thicker paper from Flamingo Prints, but it just takes up so much room when you're trying to store them. And if you get a pattern, like I'm going to speak to you in another vlog about some new patterns I've got, but some of them that come with like 4 or 5 sheets, it feels like a massive amount of space, and I prefer to have them, yeah, like this. I did get rid of my projector. If you think, why aren't you projecting them anymore? When I moved back in here I didn't have the room for it. So yeah, decision made about that. It gave me the opportunity to do a lot of sorting, and yeah, you know those pattern pieces that I said I've lost? I found them. So I'd lost 2 separately. So I lost a Drew sleeve off the sweatshirt I'm wearing a Drew today, lost the sleeve, reprinted it myself, then lost that, and then got the whole pattern reprinted, which I've been using. So I found both of the sleeves. I also found the Vicky Sews Nikki sweatshirt that is oversized. I'm not really making that anymore, but yeah, they were all in with other things. I found the neckband from my Nell dress from Dressmaker's Closet. Yeah, so there was a bit of success in there as well. I was quite ruthless. I did sort out my patterns what feels like not very long ago, but I mean it could be like 2 years, I don't know. So if there were things that I'm like, I like you but I'm not going to make you anymore, or I like you but the sizing's not right, you know, if you just get that 1 or 2 sizes. So I have been a little bit ruthless with them. Anyway, I will show you a picture of what the storage now looks like. Basically, I'm just looking up because it's at the end of my cutting table, which is just here. So in green, I've got green, yellow and orange are all t-shirts, blouses. Turquoise, I've got sweatshirts. Purple and blue are trousers or jumpsuits. Red is bags, and then I've got a couple of assorted little bits that don't really fit into that. They fit into the assorted category, like a little apron and yeah, some bits like that. Some things that I printed off when my goddaughter had her baby, like baby t-shirts and tops and things in newborn size. I've not kept them because they're literally a piece of A4 and I can print them off. I've got the files, so all my files are saved in my phone and all my patterns are on Stash Hub. So I've updated Stash Hub, I've removed those, and I have used 82% of patterns, but bear in mind I have had some new ones. I think I've got 5 new patterns, so I'm going to cover that in a separate blog. So I feel very satisfied with that. However, I have spent the 2 hours this morning looking for something that I've now lost, and I'm a little bit worried that it might have gone into a bin bag. But Carl, as he's turned into like Saint Carl and helping me out this week, bless him, said he'll go rummaging in them because, yeah, I think it was on the desk and some pattern paper and things went on the desk. I'm a bit worried I scooped it up, and I've bent as much as I can, so he's going to have a look for that later. I'll tell you eventually what that is because it sounds like a mystery. It's a little bit of a mystery project. So yeah, so my Logan Shaka is still cut out. I might get a little bit of that done today. I feel like I need to get something done. And I have got some fabrics to share with you as well that have arrived recently, but some of them are in the wash, so you know, Friday or Sunday I'll come back to you with those. But I have received this morning my bag makers box from Studio 727. So if you're waiting for yours to come, you might want to check out of this vlog now. It comes every 2 months. I think it's £29. I do pay for it. I'll put the price on the screen. It's not gifted to me at all. I've got no affiliation links. I just really like to get it. So remember, with the bag makers box, it's a box. It's not a kit to make a bag as such. Although when I tell you about the patterns, I have got some things that I want to do. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to show some screen grabs, because I was looking at some free patterns this morning that you could use with this. So here we go. I've got my address all blocked out in the normal standard paper. I've had a look. I mean, of course I'm going to rip it open and have a look. There we go. So what have we got in this month's box? Let me open it first. So as always, there's a fabulous card. I've got those stored in my drawer just down here with 3 different pattern makers, 3 different bags and 3 different discounts on there. So I keep those as a reference as well because it's kind of patterns. I'll get to the hardware and things shortly. Sorry, I can't help but make a noise. So it's like a tan, a browny tan. What does Emma say about it? Brown for croc leather. It is croc leather. I have got some, but it's a darker brown than this. This is kind of got a, I would say like a reddy brown tone, where my other one is a very dark brown. So in that you get, it's 30 centimetres, isn't it? It's a really long piece usually. And also rocking the check trend that is going on at the moment, which obviously I'm absolutely loving. The zipper is this check just here. Now I've got to say, because I think I've said this to you before, I can't do asymmetry. It's just one of those weird things about me. I'm a bit weird, I know. But it does start off up here, like that bit where it's together there, but when I do that on the zip I might have to, it's going on a bag, I'm not really going to look at it, but you know. So these things, the last boxes have actually really worked well together. I guess they're designed to, but the idea is you can use them on other things. And then the webbing is the same as the strap, so it's a 1-inch webbing, 25mm, and that matches the strap. So I'll put those all together so you can see those. Put them on the bag actually. You can see those. So that, I think the orange tone picks up the colour in this faux croc leather. I do like a bit of faux croc leather. Just gonna pop that over there. Hardware. We've got, they're quite heavy actually. The quality of these is very, very nice. It's like a brushed brass. Try saying that when you've had a couple of glasses of wine. Bronze, there we go, bronze zipper pulls. And I have got some bronze hardware that I can use with these. They're very nice actually. Often in the kit, the hardware is one of the first things that I use up. A couple of stickers that come out. I know some people pop them on the machines. I don't, but I would use them in other places. And there's always a little treat, isn't there? I just got excited because at the moment I'm completely gluten-free. I've lost like 4 inches off my waist. It's making such a difference to how I feel. And this is gingerbread, and I saw gingerbread and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to give this to Carla or Ira. It's a cookie, but it's not, it's popcorn, so I'm all right with that. Less than 120 calories. Sorry, you can tell I am using the NHS app to count my calories. 89 calories, there we go. Oh, that's going to be a lovely little treat for me. So, bit of mock croth. Yeah, honestly, I am better than I was, but I'm still not fully functioning, I've got to say. Lovely mock croc, the checked accessories and the bronze hardware, loving that a lot. A great kit once again. So, in terms of what might I make with it, I might... Okay, I'm going to let you into a secret of one of the patterns that I've ordered. I have ordered the... can't remember the name. I'm going to put it on the screen. I've ordered the... it's like to make the wash bags or different things like that. I've ordered that from First for Fabrics. I've got some cord to pick up from there. So lots of people are making it at the moment. First for Fabrics are doing kits and they've sold out. I didn't want a kit because I've got a lot of bag making stuff. I've got a lot of leftover fabric, you know, scraps and stuff that I would use in bag making. But actually, Cal, just switch off at this point because I know you watch my vlogs. I am wanting to make some like wash bags and things, and because I think I would personally prefer the darker leather, I am thinking this would make a very nice men's wash bag. And oh, did you see the pain when I reached for that? God, that hurt. I think Cal's not as thingy about wonky zip patterns and stuff like that. I'd use the other end. Like that would work really nicely with that. Probably wouldn't use the strap, but what I would, I can't reach. Bear with me while I slide. Can't do that gracefully, but I can't reach to my right. I'm going to have some Reiki on my back tonight. Actually, my daughter's going to do some Reiki on me. I've had it done before. I'll put my daughter's Instagram in and the name of her Instagram, and she is now a level 2 Reiki practitioner. She's also a belief coding practitioner, and she's just set up her Instagram. So if you're into that kind of thing, please go and give her a follow. She can do remote Reiki as well, and belief coding is remote as well. So yeah, these little like these would work nicely for little tabs, and I've probably got some of the brown fabric that I could put with this that would make like a very nice gentleman's bag, wash bag sort of set, or cables, that kind of thing. So that might go into the makes for Christmas that I'm quite unlikely to get made, but will make at some point. So I'm going to sign off there for today. I'm on a bit of an angle now, I don't want to move again, so if I look a bit wonky, you know why. And hopefully I'll be back on Friday with some makes. I really hope so. You take care. Lots of happy sewing. Let me know what you would make with the kit, and I'll see you very soon.